Okay, well, just for your information, the third time's the charm. This is the third time I've recorded this. Let's see if I can get it right on this one. And it's not that I get it wrong, it's just things things stop and they act weird just because it's me. Okay, so we're going to investigate the very last volume that we're going to talk about, and that's the volume of the sphere or the volume of the Earth. Yes, we could use this formula that we're going to talk about in finding the volume of the Earth. Okay, so first of all, let's look at these two circles. If these two circles, what I want you to notice is the difference. So I have this line that's all the way across. This is called the diameter. And this line that's halfway across, which is called the radius. Yay, we don't ever use diameter, but we do use half of the diameter. So whatever the diameter is divided by 2. So if this were 16, I'd have a radius of 8. Pretty simple stuff. We know it by now. Okay, so let's talk about the formula for volume of spheres. I really want you to go through the next 2 videos after this. They'll discuss it a little further in depth. But for right now, I'm going to show you how to use the formula. But I still want you to go through those videos. I know, Mr. Sick, this is so much to do. So much. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So much to do. You got this. So my formula for a sphere is this. Volume equals, we always use pi in circles, or 3.14 when we want to find the volume. So because we're using the volume, we're going to use 3.14 times my radius. And this is where it's different. We're going to use the radius cubed. There's one more little part. And in the videos that follow, you'll see exactly why that 4/3 is there. So, why is it radius cubed? Well, we know we got one radius. We also know we have to have our height. This is our height, but guess what? This is the same length as this, which is the same length as this. So we could call this a radius, and a radius. And we know by rules of exponents that when I have 3 r's with this, all I'm going to do is add my exponents, and that gives me r3rd, r to the 3rd power. Okay, so how do we use this? Well, let's give ourselves a radius. Let's call our radius 4. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to plug it into our calculator. Volume equals 3.14 times 4 to the 3rd times 4 over 3. If your calculator takes fractions, or just times 4 divided by 3 works too. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to plug this into our calculator and see what it comes up with. So the first thing is I need to use parentheses. And remember, it's important to use parentheses. So parentheses 3.14 times 4 raised to the 3rd power, close my parentheses, times 4 divided by 3. Look at that. I have a volume. Let's call these centimeters. We always round to the hundredths, so that means the second digit, but the 3rd digit is a 6, so we're going to round it up. So we get 267.95, 267.95 centimeters cubed. That's how we use the formula. Let's do one more. Let's see. Let's make a different radius. Let's call this 11. That's kind of a big one. Let's call it 11 miles. That's a huge, huge circle, huge sphere overall. 11 by 11 by 11 by 11. So here we go. Volume. We're going to keep the same formula, but instead of the 4, we're going to put in 11. And now we're going to plug it into our calculator. So here we go. I get parentheses 3.14 times 11 raised to the third, close parentheses, times 4 divided by 3. And I get a volume that's huge. 5572.45. 5572.45. And because it's miles cubed. Like I said, I really want you to watch the other two videos. They're not overly boring. They've kind of got some interesting thoughts in them. So I want you guys to think about them as you're watching them, and then go through and do the practices. Make sure you're doing the quiz, the open-ended questions. Plug them into the calculator. Solve for the volumes. Solve for the volumes. You guys got this. We have 3 weeks left. Keep working hard, and we'll get through it together. Talk to you soon.